Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 3 to the power of m minus 2 to the power of m is equal to 65. Now what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the power of 2 over 2 on the left-hand side here. So now I have 3 to the power of m to the power of 2 over 2 minus 2 to the power of m to the power of 2 over 2. This is equal to 65. Now 2 over 2, this is the same thing as 1. So we're basically saying 3 to the power of m to the power of 1, which is the same thing as 3 to the power of m. So we didn't make any major changes here. Now if we have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So I'm going to use this exponential property for both 3 to the power of m to the power of 2 over 2 and 2 to the power of m to the power of 2 over 2. So now I have 3 to the power of m times 2 over 2 minus 2 to the power of m times 2 over 2 is equal to 65. Now, 2 over 2, this is the same thing as 1 over 2 times 2. So I'm going to rewrite 2 over 2 as 1 over 2 times 2 for both of them. And remember, if we have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine m and 1/2 to make 3 to the power of m over 2 times 2. So now I can use this property. So now we are going to have 3 to the power of m over 2 to the power of 2 minus 2 to the power of m over 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 65. Now I'm going to set x equal to 3 to the power of m over 2. I'm going to set y equal 2 to the power of m over 2. So now if we plug in x and y into our equation here, we get x squared minus y squared is equal to 65. So now let's go ahead and solve this problem. If we have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So, well, x squared minus y squared, this is in the same form, meaning x squared minus y squared, this is the same thing as x plus y times x minus y, and now this is equal to 65. Now 65, this is the same thing as 13 times 5. So we have x plus y times x minus y is equal to 13 times 5. Now this can give us two equations. We have x plus y is equal to 13 and x minus y is equal to 5. So this is essentially a system of equations. So if we add these two systems together, we'll cancel these two out, and we get 2x is equal to 13 plus 5 is 18. So now if we divide both sides by 2, these two cancel out, and we are left with x is equal to 18 divided by 2 is 9. So our value for x is 9. So now that we have our value for x, well, let's go ahead and find our value for 9 by plugging in x into this equation. So x plus y equals 13. If we plug in 9 for x, we get 9 plus y is equal to 13. Now, if I subtract 9 on both sides, these two cancel out, and I would get y is equal to 13 minus 9 is 4. Now, to check, let's go ahead and plug in 9 and 4 into our second system to see if it's right. So remember, x is 9. So we have 9 minus y is 4. This is equal to 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. So we have 5 equals 5. Because this is right, we know that x equals 9 and y equals 4 are correct values. So now, remember, x equals 9, y is equal to 4. So remember before how we set x equals to 3 to the power of m over 2, and we set y equal to 2 to the power of m over 2. So now we can simply plug in x and y for 9 and 4. So let's first start with x equals 3 to the power of m over 2. So if we plug in 9 for x, we get 9 is equal to 3 to the power of m over 2. Now 9, this is the same thing as 3 squared, right? So now we get 3 squared is equal to 3 to the power of m over 2. Now, if we have something in the form a to the power of b is equal to a to the power of c, this means that b is equal to c. So in this case, we can think of a as 3, b as 2, and c as m over 2. Because we have two a's on both sides, this means that the exponents here are equal to each other, meaning 2 is equal to m over 2. Now to solve this, I simply have to multiply both sides by 2. These two cancel out. 2 times 2 is 4, so I'd be left with 4 is equal to m. Now let's see if we get the same answer for our second equation. We have y equals 2 to the power of m over 2. Remember, y is equal to 4. So now we have 4 is equal to 2 to the power of m over 2. Now 4, this is the same thing as 2 squared. So we have 2 squared is equal to 2 to the power of m over 2. And remember, a to the power of b is equal, if a to the power of b equals a to the power of c, b equals c. So in this case, 2 is equal to m over 2. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. These two cancel out, and I'm left with 4 is equal to m. So now that we have our value for m, let's go ahead and plug it into the original equation to see if it's right. So remember, our original equation was 3 to the power of m minus 2 to the power of m is equal to 65. Now, m is equal to 4. So if I plug in m for 4, I get 3 to the power of 4 minus 2 to the power of 4 is equal to 65. 3 to the power of 4 is 81, minus 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So this is equal to 65, and 81 minus 16 is 65. So if 65 is equal to 65 because it is right, we know that m is equal to 4 is right as well. Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 9 to the power of x minus 6 to the power of x is equal to 4 to the power of x. Now what I'm first going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to the power of x. So now I have 9 to the power of x minus 6 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x is equal to 4 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x. So then these two cancel out. So now I have 9 to the power of x minus 6 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x is equal to 1. Now, if I have something in the form a minus b over c, this can be written as a over c minus b over c. So 9 to the power of x minus 6 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x, that can be written as 9 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x minus 6 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x. This is equal to 1. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is equal to a over b to the power of m. So 9 to the power of x over 4 to the power of x, that's going to equal 9 over 4 to the power of x. And 6 over x over 4 to the power of x, that's going to equal 6 over 4 to the power of x. Now 6 over 4, the greatest common factor of these two is 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. Or sorry, not 3. The greatest common factor is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. So 6 over 4 simplifies to 3 over 2. And we still have 9 over 4 to the power of x. Now for 9 over 4, 9 is equal to 3 squared, and 4 is equal to 2 squared. So I have 3 squared over 2 squared to the power of x minus 3 over 2 to the power of x is equal to 1. Now, remember, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is equal to a over b to the power of m. So 3 squared over 2 squared, that is going to equal 3 over 2 squared, and we have this to the power of x. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. And these two are interchangeable, meaning this is also equal to a to the power of n times m. So if all of this is true, then this must mean that a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So right here we have 3 over 2 to the power of 2 to the power of x, and that is going to be equal to 3 over 2 to the power of x to the power of 2. Then we still have minus 3 over 2 to the power of x is equal to 1. Now I'm going to let 3 over 2 to the power of x equal the variable u. So now I have u squared minus u is equal to 1. And now I can subtract 1 on both sides. So I get u squared minus u is equal to, u squared minus u minus 1 is equal to 0. So now I have a quadratic equation, and I can go ahead and plug this into the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So in this case, a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 1, and c is equal to negative 1. So I have, if I plug these values in, negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 1. All of this divided by 2 times 1. Now, negative of negative 1 is positive 1. So I have positive 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared is 1 minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Divided by 2 times 1 is 2. This is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 4 over 2. It's equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. So u is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. Now remember, we set u equal to 3 over 2 to the power of x. So right here, we have, this is actually two solutions. We have 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2, and we have 1 minus the square root of 5 over 2. So let's start with 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. So I have 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2 is equal to 3 over 2 to the power of x. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the log of both sides. So I have log 3 over 2 to the power of x is equal to log 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. Now, if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front of the logarithm. So this would equal b times log a. So now I'm going to move this exponent x to the front of the logarithm. So now I have x times log 3 over 2 is equal to log 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. Now, I actually took, when I said log on both sides, this was to the base of 3 over 2. So if I have x times log base 3 over 2 of 3 over 2, these two will simply cancel out, and this is also base 3 over 2. And I will have x times 1 is equal to log base 3 over 2 of 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. So now this means that x is equal to log base 3 over 2 of 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. Now, this is the same thing as x is equal to log 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 divided by log 3 over 2. And if I have something in the form log a over b, this is equal to log a minus log b. Meaning log of 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, that's going to equal log 1 plus square root of 5 minus log 2, and log 3 over 2, that's going to equal log 3 minus log 2. Now this is equal to 0.51 minus 0.301 divided by 0.4771 minus 0.307. And if you simplify this, you get x is equal to 1.868. Now we got to take a look at our second equation, which is 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. Now if 3 over 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 minus square root of 5 over 2, well, this is actually not possible, because the 1 minus square root of 5, that is going to be a negative number. And you can't take the power of a positive number and make it a negative number. So meaning this has no solution, and our only solution is x equals 1.868.